All right, I'm going to talk about Texas A&M quarterback Marcel Reed. Talk about 3 reasons why Reed could break out this season, building off of I think a strong 2024 season is fair, maybe inconsistent at times, sure, but I think showing stability, having some big wins, especially against LSU. I think there's a lot of reasons to be excited for, and if he takes some steps forward, there's definitely potential for Marcel Reed to break out. So we're going to watch actually a little bit of film here in a few minutes. But before we dive into this film, it's brief film, but before we dive into this film, let's talk about these 3 reasons why I think he could break out. Number 1, contrary to popular belief, depending what media sources you are reading, it's his passing ability. And look, I know he was inconsistent throughout the year last year. He did miss open receivers. He was late on throws. I mean, he was 10 of 36 on balls thrown 20 yards or more downfield. That has to be fixed, obviously. But at the same time, I thought he showed enough. He showed the ability. Now it's just putting it all together. We're going to look at some deep balls that he completed. Some of the best throws in college football last year. We're going to look at him throwing and showcasing anticipation. And then we're going to look at him taking the easy stuff, doing well against the blitz. Again, definitely and totally agree that he needs to be more consistent. That's obvious there, but the potential is there. If he can put all those together, if he can put, deep ball ability, if he can put anticipation, taking what the defense gives him, if he can put all those 3 together and do it consistently, there's definitely potential to break out just for that reason alone. All right, number 2, the playbook hasn't fully been tapped in yet, at least I don't think. Only 25% of Reed's dropbacks last year were off of play action. I want to see more play action off of Reed. I think you have some potential creativity in the playbook that you can utilize his athleticism, which we'll get to, but you can also utilize getting defenses out of position. Jackson Dart, Nico, they both their passing attempts, more than 50% of their dropbacks were off of play action. Quinn Ewers off more than 40% of his dropbacks were off of play action. And you saw that they were able to have some success because of play action, getting defenses out of position. So you can utilize a quarterback like Reed who can run. There's a threat he can run, especially if A&M can get the running game going from the backs in the backfield. And I think the play action, I think we could see it more. It could help Reed settle down a little bit more. But I think it adds to the playbook. So number 2, I don't think the playbook has fully been tapped in yet. So far we got his passing ability, inconsistent admittedly, but the talent is there if he can put it all together. Number 2, the playbook hasn't fully been tapped in yet, especially now that he's the starter heading into the season. Remember last year Wegman was the starter heading in, so who knows what behind the scenes kind of changes in the playbook, had to take place or wasn't able to take place. But then key number 3, and this is the most obvious one, even though I don't think it's the most important one, but it's the most obvious one, is his athleticism. You're going to be able to do stuff that other quarterbacks can't do. When plays break down, he's going to be able to make something out of nothing. I mean, he's one of the most athletic quarterbacks in all of college football. I mean, the SEC has several, if not the most athletic quarterbacks in college football this year, right? From Marcel Reed, Lenore Sellers, Taylor Green, even Diego Pavia is a great athlete. I mean, you got some really good athletes playing quarterback. Or you got some really good quarterbacks who are great athletes in the SEC. And I think Marcel Reed is definitely one of them. He had 622 yards on the ground last year, not including sacks, right? So just to kind of wrap it up, passing ability, and yes, we know the ball needs to come out quicker, more on time. We know that you need to be able to hit some of these easier throws, but you showed the ability to make some tough throws. You did show passing with anticipation, and then you showed being able to take what the defense gave you. We're going to look at that here in a second. Number 2, the playbook hasn't fully been tapped in yet. I think you're going to be able to expand the playbook. And number 3, his athleticism, the most obvious one, but still a reason why he can break out. Like, especially if he puts number 1 together and number 2 together, what we just mentioned, the number 3 is the easy part, and that could make life really challenging on defenses. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at, I think I got 4 or 5 clips of film. And again, I do apologize, A&M fans. This is broadcast footage. I have to slow it down so YouTube doesn't get mad at me. There's just no way around it right now. But hopefully does a good enough job just demonstrating the type of potential that he has and why he can break out. I'm not saying he's going to, right? I'm not smart enough to predict the future like a lot of people out there are, but the potential is definitely there. Really excited for the season. Let's go ahead and check out these 4 or 5 clips, and we'll wrap the video up. All right, A&M fans, y'all know this play. This is Reed's probably best pass last year. There's a few passes that really stand out. He had that, I think, touchdown against Auburn. I think that the one that tied it up or took the lead before they lost, and then this throw here against LSU. Only 2 completions against LSU, but one of them was the best throw in college football last year, at least under my opinion. Again, I have to slow it down. It's broadcast footage. I do apologize here, but this demonstration shows the ability of Reed pushing the ball downfield. It's a deep ball. There's no room for error, and he's able to complete it here against LSU. this really solidified the game here. Look, I sped up a little bit. It's not as slow as last year. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me here. That's a really, really nice throw. Now he has to do it consistently, like we talked about. He was 10 of 36 on balls like this, on balls thrown 20 yards or more downfield. You have to be more consistent, obviously. But the ability is there, man. He's able to make these type of throws, which not a lot of people can make here. So really nice throw by Reed, but it has to be consistent. This is throw number 1. Second throw that I think should give A&M fans some positivity moving forward. Again, I hope I'm not moving too fast where YouTube gets mad at me here and I have to slow it down. But the anticipation factor. This was the bowl game, end of the year. You're going to see him throw right here. The ball is going to come out right now. The ball is coming out. He's shown great anticipation. It's a great route by the receiver up here. DB goes out here. Ball is already coming out. More throws like this from Marcel Reed. Again, if he can do this consistently, it's going to be tough for defenses to defend against him, right? So anticipation, something to improve on and build on. And the only way you get better at it is by more reps in the offense. And that's what he showed throughout the season. So you hope moving forward in 2025, you have more throws like this. The offense can really open up. And then here's the last one. It's just the easy one. I think this is actually his first start, right, against Florida. Just taking the defense gives him. You can see Florida's blitzing right here. As a quarterback, you're taught to, wherever the blitzer is coming from, you just replace the blitzer with the ball. That's exactly what he did here. So taking what the defense gives him, right? So the deep ball ability, thrown with anticipation, and then taking what the defense gives him, I think, is keys in a recipe for improved passing ability for Marcel Reed, right? The ability is there. Now just be consistent with him. All right, key number 2. Not being fully tapped into the playbook yet. And again, like we talked about in the beginning of the video, there's several reasons why maybe they didn't utilize as much as some people thought they should with play action or being more creative. That's because heading into the season, you thought Connor Rugman was going to be your guy. So the playbook has to change. Okay, so here's an example of play action using Reed as the threat. You use him as the threat to run. It brings people up here, eyes in the backfield. He had to stay in. There is nobody here able to throw a nice ball on that little like slant/glance route here. Let's go ahead and watch it live here. But watch how the threat of him running the ball gets everyone up to the line of scrimmage. Boom, boom. One, even he's looking forward. They're all looking at Reed. And then he's able to cock it back and throw it for a nice completion. So utilizing the full field or utilizing the full playbook, I think is something that hasn't been tapped in yet. That's another reason why Reed could break out. And then the last one, the athleticism. I'll just show one here. You can you had a lot of good options to choose which one you want to show here, but then Reed's athleticism. Again, maybe the least important one because we know he has it. He showcased it last year, over 622 yards, on the ground, not including sacks. So he showcased that ability last year. So if he can put the other two together, if he can throw with anticipation, be more consistent in the deep ball, take what the defense gives him, and then if the offense can open up a bit more and you can utilize more of the playbook, then you add the athleticism on top of it, one of the best athletes in the SEC. And we talked about how good of athletes are playing quarterback in the SEC this year, which is impressive. But I think if you could add those together, you have I think you have some encouragement for Reed breaking out this season. But A&M fans, I do want to hear from you. Against broadcast footage, I have to slow it down. I do apologize. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think Reed needs to do to break out? Can he break out? What am I wrong about? I'm wrong about plenty of things, most things I say. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're the first time tuning in the channel, we do a lot of Marcel Reed content, a lot of SEC quarterback content. So if you like SEC quarterbacks, you're kind of a college football junkie or a quarterback junkie, feel free and please subscribe, like, share. It does help us grow. We'll have a lot of SEC quarterback content throughout the season. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.